You host. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Journal. I'm your host, Tomasz Pal.
And I'm your host, Casey Zhao. This is our 5th show, and it's going to be hot. Very hot.
Today's musicians, well, that's a secret.
We can't talk about that yet. But we have 4 segments lined up today, including Danielle Bleakley and her artwork, talking about pottery, student survival guide, and getting to know a guitar player from an indie rock band.
Nancy Mamaya's produced the first piece. Here's Danielle Bleakley, an artist photographer, talking about her artwork. Let's check it out.
I started making artwork very young, and when I was like 16, I did a lot of photography and ceramics, painting, stuff like that in high school, and knew I wanted to do. I wasn't sure what medium I wanted to focus on in university, so I sort of played around. I went to a number of schools and eventually found photography. And so I created a series of, called the Dress Series, about women. I photographed women in dresses that they kept because of a relationship in their lives. So some women I photographed in their wedding dress and now they were divorced. Some women, I photographed them in dresses that they, you know, at that point felt really beautiful and skinny and you know, wanted to look a certain way for certain people. And it was just interesting in terms of meeting women, photographing them in these garments, and talking to them about their insecurities or their heartbreak or why they kept this garment regardless of where that relationship had gone. So at this point I started to like move away from memory and more into relationships and love. And my interest sort of started to develop in terms of focusing on, as sort of a theme in my artwork, on love or relationships and what we take from them and what we kind of never let go of. And then I also showed a new work, more of a sculptural piece that was typed text on ribbon. So again, it was like this idea of writing as this solitary activity, this kind of way to record, way to understand, way to sort through experience. And so I was sort of typing out on this ribbon, and it's about 14 feet long. So in theory, it will eventually be all typed on. It's sort of an ongoing project. So for the show, it wasn't all typed on, but it hangs from the top of the wall and hangs down. So almost like a sort of a tangle on the floor of ribbon and words. And so I'm interested in how, you know, if you could visualize all the things we're feeling, all the words that we want to write or want to say or never do, things that sort of get stored in the body, if you can visualize that as form, what would it be? And so this sort of ribbon piece is kind of this idea of everything kind of tumbling out of us. I was working a lot with video and sort of experimenting in different ways to present video, so projecting or on a monitor, and I wanted to, because I was sort of dealing with relationships and intimacy in the body and this kind of close haptic space, I wanted to create somehow have a space where videos could be very small, very intimate and close. You know, to view it, you'd have to come close to the piece, and so I thought about, the idea was to put video onto an iTouch or an iPod or iPhone, and so with this I was kind of experimenting with that, and so there's an iTouch inside it that basically is showing the video. So I don't know, I like this idea of kind of hiding I don't know, making it's a bit secretive. People don't necessarily know that it's on an iTouch. They look into this device and sort of maybe think it's projected from behind or something's embedded in the wall, but in fact it's just an iTouch. So I kind of just like this idea of playing with technology and this old enlarger piece paired with this, you know, very current contemporary technology of the iTouch.
That's a beautiful piece, Nancy. If you'd like to know a little bit more about Danielle and her artwork, check out her website. It's www.lostkittinsprojects.com.